She called me a gold digger. In front of everyone. My entire family. My grandmother's 87th birthday dinner. 43 people heard those words leave her mouth. And she smiled when she said it. Like she had been waiting for this moment. Like she had rehearsed it in the mirror. My brother's girlfriend of 8 months thought she knew everything about me. She thought I was the family disappointment. The quiet one. The one who never talked about money. The one who drove an old Honda and wore thrift store clothes. What she didn't know, what nobody at that table knew, was that I had been keeping a secret for 6 years. And in about 90 seconds, I was going to show them all. Stay with me, because what happened next changed everything. Let me take you back. My name is Maya. I'm 31 years old, and I grew up in a family where success was measured loudly. My father was a regional sales manager. He made good money, not wealthy, but comfortable, and he never let anyone forget it. Every holiday dinner was a competition. Who got the promotion? Who bought the bigger house? Who drove the newer car? My older brother Daniel was always the winner of these conversations. He became a pharmaceutical sales rep right out of college. The job paid well. The company gave him a leased BMW, and he made sure everyone knew it. Every single time, he'd walk into Thanksgiving with his key fob visible. He'd casually mention his bonus. He'd compare his salary to our cousins like it was a sport. And me? I was the opposite. I was quiet. I studied computer science in college. I graduated with no fanfare. No party. No announcement. I just started working. From my apartment. In my pajamas. While everyone else was climbing corporate ladders, I was building something different. I was building software. And then I was selling software. And then I was licensing software. And then, well, let's just say things changed. But I never told anyone. I never bought a mansion. Never upgraded my car. Never wore designer clothes. Because I remembered what money did to my family. How it twisted every conversation. How it turned love into competition. I didn't want that. So I stayed quiet. I kept my success invisible, until Daniel's girlfriend made that impossible. Her name was Christina. Blonde highlights. Perfect nails. Louis Vuitton bag that she brought to a family barbecue. She was 26 and she had opinions about everything. Especially about me. From the first time we met, I felt her eyes measuring me. Judging me. Finding me lacking. I could feel her dismiss me the moment she saw my car. The moment she noticed I wasn't wearing makeup. The moment she realized I didn't have a corporate job title to throw around. To her, I was invisible. No, worse than invisible. I was beneath her. She started making comments. Small ones at first. Maya, is that shirt vintage? Or just old? Must be nice to work from home. No pressure to actually dress up. I don't know how you live without a nice car. I could never. Each comment delivered with a smile. Each one designed to cut just a little. And Daniel never stopped her. He laughed along. Sometimes he added his own, yeah, Maya's always been the simple one in the family. Simple. That's the word he used. It stung. But I said nothing. I just smiled. Because I knew something they didn't. And I wasn't ready to show my cards. Not yet. My grandmother's 87th birthday was held at a restaurant. A nice one. My father rented out the back room. There were flowers everywhere. A 3-tier cake. Family members I hadn't seen in years. And in the center of it all was Christina, acting like she owned the room. She had bought my grandmother a gift. A designer scarf. $200. And she made sure everyone knew the price. I just believe in quality, she said loudly. You get what you pay for. Then she looked at me. What did you bring, Maya? I had given my grandmother an envelope earlier. Quietly. Privately. Just between us. But Christina didn't know that. So when I didn't answer, she laughed. Oh wow, nothing? That's so you. I felt my face heat up. But I stayed calm. I gave her something earlier. Sure you did. She rolled her eyes. And then she said it. Loudly enough for everyone to hear? Honestly, I don't know why you're even here. You clearly can't afford to contribute to anything. You're probably just waiting for someone to take care of you. She paused. Let the silence hang. And then she dropped the word like a bomb. Gold digger. The room went quiet. My mother looked at her plate. My father cleared his throat but said nothing. Daniel smirked. Smirked. Like it was funny. Like I deserved it. 43 people sat in silence. And no one defended me. Not one person. My grandmother was across the room, out of earshot. And I was alone. Surrounded by family. Completely alone. I felt something shift inside me. 6 years of silence. 6 years of protecting my peace. 6 years of choosing invisibility over drama. And in that moment, I made a decision. If she wanted to see who I really was, I would show her. I reached into my purse. Calmly, slowly. I pulled out my phone. Everyone was still staring. Christina had this smug look on her face. Like she had won. Like she had finally put me in my place. I opened my banking app. Turned the brightness all the way up. And handed my phone to my father. Here, I said quietly, since everyone's so curious about what I can afford. My father looked confused. He took the phone, and I watched his face change. First confusion, then disbelief, then something I had never seen from him before. Respect. Real respect. His hands started shaking. Maya. What? Daniel leaned over. Let me see. He grabbed the phone, and his face went pale. The number on that screen was 7 figures. Multiple accounts. Investments. A portfolio that had been growing for 6 years. Because while Daniel was leasing BMWs and renting luxury apartments, I had been building, quietly, patiently, strategically. My software was running in the background of 14 different companies. I had licensing deals that paid me while I slept. I had investments that had tripled in value. And I had never spent a dime trying to impress people who didn't matter. Christina grabbed the phone from Daniel's hands. She stared at it. Her face twisted. This can't be real. It's real, I said. Would you like to see the investment accounts too? She didn't answer. She just stood there, mouth open, eyes wide. The gold digger had more gold than she could ever imagine. The room erupted in whispers. My cousins were pulling out their phones. My aunts were asking questions. My mother was crying. But I wasn't looking at any of them. I was looking at Daniel, my brother, who had spent our whole lives making me feel small. And for the first time ever, he had nothing to say. The rest of that dinner was chaos. Christina tried to apologize. She said she was joking. She didn't mean it. She had no idea. But I didn't accept her apology. Because it wasn't real. She wasn't sorry for what she said. She was sorry she got caught. She was sorry she was wrong. My grandmother pulled me aside later that night. She squeezed my hands. Tears in her eyes. I always knew, she whispered. I always knew you were special. I had given her an envelope earlier. Inside was a check. Enough to pay off her medical bills. Enough to cover her care for the next 10 years. She had kept it quiet. Just like I asked. Because that's the kind of people we are. We don't perform our generosity. We don't weaponize our success. We just live quietly and help when it matters. Daniel and Christina broke up 3 weeks later. Not because of me. At least not entirely. Apparently, she had been posting about my money on social media, calling me a fraud, saying the bank account was fake. Until some of my business partners saw the posts. They reached out to me, asked if I wanted to release a statement. I said no. But they didn't. Someone leaked my company's valuation to a business blog, a blog that got picked up by a major outlet. Suddenly, my name was attached to the words, self-made millionaire. Suddenly, people knew who I was. And Christina's posts looked very, very stupid. She deleted everything. Changed her number. Moved to another state. Last I heard, she's working retail somewhere. Still posting pictures pretending she's wealthy. Still lying about who she is. Some people never change. But I'm not bitter. I'm grateful. Grateful that I learned early what money really is. It's not a scoreboard. It's not a weapon. It's freedom. Freedom to help the people you love. Freedom to walk away from people who hurt you. Freedom to stay quiet. Until the moment comes when silence is no longer an option. If you're watching this, and you're the quiet one in your family, the one who's underestimated, the one who's dismissed, the one who's working on something nobody understands, keep going. Your silence is not weakness. Your patience is not failure. And one day you won't have to say a word. The results will speak for themselves. My brother still hasn't apologized. He probably never will. And that's okay, because I don't need his approval anymore. I never did. I just needed to remember who I was. And now I'll never forget. If you've ever been called less than you are, drop a comment below. Tell me your story, because I promise you, someone out there needs to hear it.